What's up, guys? Double Dog Gamer here, and today we're taking a look at XDefiant, an upcoming free-to-play hero shooter from Ubisoft. This free-to-play shooter features pretty much characters from all the franchises of Ubisoft, from Watch Dogs to Splinter Cell to Far Cry to The Division, and puts you in a battle in this nice little arena with different hero abilities for each of the different operators and tons of different weapons to choose from. Now, this game was first shown off a while ago, and when XDefiant was shown off, I kind of ripped it a new one. It looked terrible, and over these past few tests, I've been hearing people talk about how good it is, and I decided to give it a try. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised with how good this game is. I'm not going to say it's the best shooter on the market right now, no, but it's definitely no Call of Duty. It was fun enough to where I kept wanting to play more, and when the test was over, I was super bummed because I wouldn't get to play it again, and I really didn't have too many complaints for this game. First of all, I was kind of worried, as being a hero shooter, what it was going to really be like. And, you know, obviously you got all these different genres and franchises that they can play from. Kind of was like, some of them are probably going to suck. They're all pretty even, to be honest. Like, take the Phantoms, for example. Or no, not the Phantoms. Phantoms is Ghost Recon. They have some pretty cool abilities. But Echelon from Splinter Cell has some of my favorite abilities. Every class has its own passive ability based off of what the franchise is. And with Echelon, you get these cool active abilities. The one you can use quite frequently that takes a little cooldown timer is the ability to stealth. You can actually stealth for a little while and be invisible to kind of flank around and maneuver. Now, your ultimate takes a while to charge up based off your points. Now, with Echelon, the ultimate is you get these heat-seeking goggles that show you enemies through, and if the countdown timer starts and you pop it, shows enemies through the walls, and you get Sam Fisher's Suppressed 5.7, which does a truckload of damage. And you just go around the map and you slowly pop away at people. There's a lot of really cool ultimates, like the Division, the Cleaners, they got the flamethrowers. There's just a lot of cool stuff, and the ultimates are all varied pretty well. You usually get them one per round. Almost everybody will get at least one per round, so you have to know when to pop it. Your passive abilities aren't too strong. The active ones that you can use quite frequently are not really that strong either, and it kind of feels like really even play. The guns themselves actually feel pretty good. There's lots of customization that you can do to multiple different facets of the gun. And one of the really cool things that I liked is you can actually get a really detailed breakdown of the stats of the gun and the changes you make it to build it more to your play style. So it's not you just shooting a wall and testing recoil. You get a massively good breakdown. It almost feels like a Rainbow Six breakdown, but more in depth, which is awesome. And like, we'll help you build the gun that you want for the class you want. There's tons of different guns, from submachine gun, shotgun, sniper rifles, all the jazz. Everything has its use, everything has its handicap, and the gunplay felt pretty good. Speaking of gunplay, this game has a pretty weak aim assist for console players, and a lot of guys that have gotten used to the Call of Duty aim assist, because it's super overpowered, we talk about this all the time, are bitching about this game nonstop because they can't hit shots. That's good for everybody else, because this isn't skill-based matchmaking. This is, you get into lobbies with everybody, there's no skill-based matchmaking, and you don't have an overpowered aim assist. So obviously at range, you know, battles are going to be a lot more even than they used to be. And it showed. There was a lot of really good gunfights where if this would have been Call of Duty, I would have lost. But I end up being able to hold my own a lot of times, and I was pleasantly surprised with this. And the gunplay in it is really good. I thought it was going to be trash, but it's really good. In kind of the recent months, with everybody being pleasantly surprised and shocked with certain shooters that they weren't aware of or thought, you know, this game's going to suck, and giving it a shot, i.e. BattleBit, I think XDefiant kind of falls into that category. I wasn't too hyped about this game. I thought it was ridiculous and should have never been made. And after playing it, and pretty much playing it for a full day, I gotta say, I'm probably gonna play this game quite a bit. Everyone's tired of Call of Duty. Everyone's tired of the same old, same old. This feels different. The gunplay feels different. The movement plays different. It almost looks like they took the handicaps off of a lot of people and said, hey, listen, if you want kills, you got to go get them yourself, man. And I think that's part of the charm of it, and why I like the gunplay, because if you miss, you miss. There's nothing helping you along the way, and the gunplay plays well enough to where, you know, it takes you a little while to get used to the aiming, but once you get used to it, it's a lot of fun. And all with these abilities all the operators get. And not even only that, they only have a few factions from different franchises. They have access to a lot more that they can add in. So they have the ability to add a ton of different genres and, you know, games that they've covered and build upon that with some pretty cool abilities. I think the base game right now is really good. I think it's in a good place. And, you know, even though it's not released and it is still in its closed testing, I think it's in a good place that when it releases, it should be tried by everyone. It's free to play, right? Okay, so it's free to play. The only thing it costs you is time. I know a lot of people had problems with even spending $15 on BattleBit. I gotta say this, guys. I say this all the time. As someone who puts money away for games too, you know, if I see a game I like, I keep a couple bucks every month and just keep it for that. If, you know, 40 bucks or 60 bucks is a lot of money to you, don't waste it on early access games. You know, save that for something that you know you're gonna like, that's not early access, that, you know, does what you want it to do, and stop putting your money on early access games, because I see a lot of people complaining about game prices right now, but this right here is free. So the only thing it costs you is time. Everyone should, no questions asked, be trying this at least, because it is free to play. It plays really well. There's a lot to really get into with the weapon builds, which I like, because it gives you the chance to experiment to your play style. And that's something I like too, because I'm a very run and gun kind of guy, and I want my builds to basically just be as fast as possible, as much rounds as I can, very quickly. And I feel like, you know, you have the ability to build your gun for that kind of stuff. Like, hey, if you're a run and gun kind of guy, you can build your gun out to that. Or if you're, hey, I'm a standoff and do stuff at long range, so I need less vertical recoil, you know, more damage, you can build stuff like that. It's a really good system. I really liked how they did the gun building. I wish I got more footage of it because the test was kind of short. But it's pretty cool, and there's tons of possibilities there. The maps are awesome too. They feel very open enough to where you can flank, but you're not getting locked down in like weird lanes and things like that. They all correspond to, of course, a Ubisoft game, because this is, you know, all the different franchises are fighting and things like that. But I really did like the maps. I liked the gunplay. The factions I thought were going to be kind of a weird thing with their abilities. Turns out they're not. It's actually pretty cool. Some of them have cool abilities. Some of them have okay abilities. Some of them have abilities that I think are just badass. And everyone's going to find, you know, what they like. Customization is pretty good on some of the characters and guns. I think they got a good thing going here, man. I think, you know, for a free-to-play shooter, for a Ubisoft free-to-play shooter, let me rephrase that, I think it's pretty good. And I was not interested in this game at all, and now I am. So that should tell you something right there. But this game does have a future. I think that with it being free-to-play, everybody should at least try it out to see exactly how it plays. Because if you're somebody that was disappointed with, say, Call of Duty, I would say this is definitely worth a try, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. And almost everybody that I know that was disappointed with Call of Duty multiplayer likes this. And I think this almost might be the anti-Call of Duty. And it seems to be a trend that everybody who didn't like Call of Duty likes this. So this might be the anti-Call of Duty. So if you fall in that category, I definitely say give this game a shot. It's not too bad. It's coming out soon. There are tests all the time. If you want to go check them out on Twitter, they put up the tests all the time that you try it out yourself and see what it's like. But I gotta say, man, Ubisoft surprised me, and I'm excited to see where this goes. So let me know what you guys think. You guys like XDefiant? You guys gonna try it out? Do you like the idea of hero shooters or even free to play? Let me know in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.